Hello and welcome to JLJ this morning. It's the morning. I'm wearing my Earth Day shirt, even though it should be Earth Day every day because we love the Earth.
Every day.
Every day. It should be every day. I'm James Lott Jr., the JLJ of JLJ Media. And I'm back with another frequent guest on the show because she's positive, upbeat like I am. So I want to bring her in the mornings with me. We have our coffee. We have hers. I have mine.
Yes, I have my Mama Bear mug.
And as we're recording this, it's one of her daughter's birthdays, a fellow Taurus. My birthday was today. Miss Stacey Shields, author Stacey Shields, missing author. Hello, Stacey.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm taking my hair down. I'm a year older, and I don't know if I'm wiser or not, but I'm a year older. So
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. As this airs later, it is going to be like a week later so this comes out, folks, but we're filming this right after my birthday, and so I'm a little tired because I was up a little late talking to my sister, Stephanie. So
celebrating my birthday, as you should.
Yes, I should. I mean, actually, Stacey, years ago, it would have been because I was hungover this morning and tired. I'm older now. I wouldn't do it anymore.
Now, fun definitely looks different as you get older.
It does.
That's okay because it's still fun.
It is. I think I had chamomile tea last night. That's how sad I am. But that's another story. So Stacey, good morning. And as you saw in the title, we're talking about how to be positive. So I know it's kind of like what does that mean? And what's on? So what do you define as positivity? Let's just start with that first. What do you define as positivity?
Oh, that's a very good question. Positivity, I define it's internally being happy and looking at the, well, I want to say positive side of things. So instead,
yes, I get it.
Positivity is looking at the positive side of things. Okay. So being optimistic about things, being satisfied in where you are, being content, looking forward to good things in the future instead of focusing on the negative things or looking back. So that's how I would define positivity. It's like an emotion. Yeah. Also, it's an emotion of happiness, being positive.
My aunt always says, "Don't borrow from the past to live in the present."
Yeah.
You just think you said something to say that maybe just my mind. She goes, "Don't borrow from the past. Don't borrow from it. It's like it's there. It happened.
Yes.
That you have it.
Acknowledge it. Learn from it.
Have a place for it.
Yes.
You're moving.
And then move on. Look forward because, what do they say? The in a car, the windshield is much larger than the rear view mirror because that's where you need to look to be safe and to be happy and to go where you're going. You're going to look forward.
I like that. I don't hear it before. I like that. And it is, right? It is like literally.
Yeah.
When we look at it. So tips. We're talking about this, we do these little things in the morning, just encourage in the morning for you to think. We're inviting you to think maybe a little differently than you normally do out there. Or if you're ready to think positive, we'll give you some tips on what to do and how to do that. And so Stacey's going to start us with what is one tip to start off with?
Okay, I do want to put a disclaimer out that for many years of my life, I lived in a very negative state, in a very angry state. I was resentful. I was angry. I was like victim mode, like all these terrible things happened to me, and they did. And what happened was my response to that was not positive. And so it was negative. And so I have come a long way. I would envy people that always seem positive. I'm like, oh, they have such a perfect life. Oh, they don't know what it's like to have to go through this. Well, the reality is, even though negative things, harmful things have happened to me, it's my responsibility to take control of that and to be positive. And I have control over being positive no matter what happens. It's amazing. And one tip, actually, like the biggest tip, if you live in gratitude for what you do have and just pause and just be thankful for the moment, live in the moment and be grateful And that will help you like refocus from the past to go like, okay, if you're in the moment, that's a transition to looking forward. And what you're great, like gratitude is everything. Whenever you're grateful for something, you just can't be negative. Like the positive and the negative cannot coexist in the same spot. And the gratitude absolutely will.
Yeah, I know a lot of us, we have to kind of get there. So we're saying this to you, and this is a plot point, plot point, a point to get to is gratitude. You have to get there. That's something you have to work on, folks out there, because she's right. When you realize life is bringing you great things or necessary things, um, when it's teaching you lessons, you start and you realize it's gratitude for that. Your mind starts to see all of it as blessing,
Yes.
good and bad.
Yes.
Sometimes good and
Yes.
bad. Sometimes the bad things too. You go, okay, that's a lesson for me to learn that I can actually
Yeah.
probably turn around at some point and share with someone else to help them learn. And then like
Mhm.
it should become grateful that the experience
Mhm.
happened on some level. I'm not
Yes.
saying there's some horrific stuff that happens, and I get that, but I'm just saying there's also these ways to kind of change the mindset, right? To kind of go, okay, that was not so great. That breakup was bad. But right, that kind of it's kind of what it is. Kind of like this happened. However, comma,
Yes.
yeah,
Or even if you just have to live in the moment. So there's this song that I love, and basically it's just like keep breathing. And so what it says is, even if all you do is just focus on your one breath, then focus on that. And that's okay. So give yourself grace in a moment where you can't be positive. Just focus on the breath, focus on the moment, give yourself grace, give yourself credit. If all you do at this moment is breathe and that's all you're capable of doing, then that's a win. And that's another thing to be positive, celebrate the wins. So many of us, like the world is just like expects us to multitask and be able to do this and that and the home and the work and the job and the grocery shopping and the kids and the spouse, the whatever, blah, 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 just everything, right? And so when we accomplish things, we're just like, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to, yeah, I'm supposed to, yeah, I'm supposed to, no big deal, no big deal, no big deal. When you sit back and think about what did you accomplish, who did you help, what happened today, and give yourself just a little bit of a win and celebrate it, and then that's going to get your endorphins going, and your endorphins and your emotions, oh, they're just going to keep you positive, right? So whenever we have a thought, it releases a hormone, turns into emotion, and it goes around and around. And then, so the more positive thoughts we have, the more positive emotions, the endorphins are going to keep us moving in that momentum. It's all about
yeah.
momentum.
And we talked on another show. I think I mentioned my motto: small steps lead to large rewards.
Yes.
And I like what you said there during this pandemic last year. A lot of my creatives and entrepreneurs, and people out in your life too,
Mhm.
where we didn't have the 9 to 5 jobs in the first place, and we're trying to create our lives, and a pandemic hit.
Yes.
And in certain cities like Los Angeles, everything shut down. We're literally in lockdown for 3 months.
Mhm.
So
Quite a shock.
yeah, I know. And I remember telling people, if you just wake up, that's a win. I mean, that's kind of you just said that with the if at the moment all you think about is focusing on a deep breath.
Yes.
That's good, kids. Like I mean, you don't have to conquer the world like every day. It's
Not
just
your
like
responsibility. Yes, it's not your responsibility to conquer the world. It's not your responsibility to fix other people. It's not your responsibility to make big things happen. Like you have responsibility in your realm. And if you just focus on what you do have control over, that's what you're meant to do. And that's part of your purpose. And that should be celebrated. Absolutely.
it should. I think, but I like that part of folks. We get to slow it down
Yes.
for a second. You always hear people sometimes say, count to 10, whatever it is, close your eyes, like whatever you
Mhm.
have to do. I give myself a timeout sometimes. I'm like a little kid. I remember I got into a heated argument with a family member. I won't say who. Let me watch the show. but you know who you are. I'm just kidding. Got to hit an argument, and I heard myself go in the middle of the argument, going, "Wow, James, that's not cute." And I said, "Excuse me, I'm going to go walk outside for a second." Like that's I extricated myself outside. I went outside because the nature makes me calm, and I
Yes.
and so whatever you have to do. That's why I like what she said. It's like if it's just something small, like just closing your eyes for 10 seconds and
Mhm.
focusing on that, do it because you will get better results afterwards. And a lot of times it'll help you with decision making, what you say next in a conversation, what you might do
Yes.
next. Because
Yes.
I got a forked tongue, and so I know I gotta shut my mouth sometimes. I gotta just shut my mouth, and I say it in a stronger language, but I just know where my mouth can run, and
Yes.
that's the same thing. So
With
yeah,
you.
listening to this podcast and I watching it, she's mouthing, "Yes, me too." And so, but because I know that about myself. I'm very aware, self-aware. So I know there's times I have to go, 1 second.
Yeah.
And I scream over here.
Yeah.
And they come back, okay,
So
now.
to control to harness your emotions.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it is. No, so I like when you said that. So far we have gratitude. Yeah, and celebrate the wins because you're right. You said something that's so right on, especially with moms, especially with leaders or entrepreneurs who have staffs. A lot
Mhm.
of times we take for granted what we do on a
Yes,
regular basis.
exactly. And we're just always looking for what needs to be done, what needs to be done, what needs to be done. Well, give yourself credit. And even there was a point in my life when I was first beginning this where I pulled out a notebook and I actually wrote down things that I did do so that I could go back and look and it was like visible evidence that I was accomplishing something, that I was doing things that were positive. Because in my mind, I didn't know, or I didn't feel it, I didn't believe it. And so actually the writing it down and being able to go back and look just kind of gave me like the evidence, if you will. Like, okay, I did accomplish things and I should celebrate that instead of just letting it bypass.
I have a really good friend, beautiful person, been on my shows many times, Dr. Regina Lark, who is a professional organizer like myself. Who talks about emotional labor. She calls it emotional labor. She goes,
Okay.
it's that whole concept of you're always doing the household chores, you're
Yes.
always driving the kids to soccer practice, you're always doing the regular stuff.
Mhm.
And one day that you run out of ketchup at your house and you just go bonkers.
Yes.
There's no ketchup. Why the F is there no ketchup? Literally it's just because maybe you forgot to get at the store, you slipped.
Yeah. You just went to the store, you come home. I did that yesterday. I used the last of the rice last night. I was just at the store the day before. I was like, I get it. It happens all the time.
It happened. That's the
White
point.
rice.
It happens, and then, so that's kind of the whole point. This is all emotional anyway. She calls it emotional labor. She can explain it better than I can, but that's kind of the concept is that what you're saying is playing into that. We're doing stuff because we have to do it. It's expected of us. But the fact you got it done, that's a good thing. I mean, that's good. You woke up, took care of some business.
Exactly.
You should
Exactly.
smile and feel positive about that.
Yes. Yes. And so if in this moment it's our purpose to take care of our children, to raise up the next generation, then we should do that in the best way we can. And the best way we can do that is by having control over our emotions and our mind and our mindset, and be able to demonstrate to our children that it can be done no matter what happens to us.
And you guys talked this before, and the kids are watching you. They're watching your responses.
They're watching, which you do. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they know what you're doing. They know what you're doing.
Even when you think they're not. They are.
Seriously, right? Yeah, because kids will throw some stuff in your face. You're like, oh, don't do that. That's true, but no one said you can. It's like, oh my God.
Yes, having children is like having a mirror that you can't get rid of. Like you have to see yourself in them because
Well, so Stacey, I told my second daughter, I know. I told my second daughter, who just had my first grandchild, her first baby. I said,
Congratulations.
"Congratulations, thank you, little Trenton. He's cute." Trenton. So she had some books she liked. She liked that name. But I said to her, I said, for Mother's Day, every Mother's Day, I said, I'm excited for you to learn this journey about yourself through raising a child. There are
Mhm.
things you can only learn about yourself in a relationship. The only things you can learn about yourself is, well, my opinion, folks. Things you can learn about yourself being a parent. There's certain things you just won't learn unless you're a parent to a
Yes.
child about you.
Yes.
And that's very interesting. Very interesting. So it's funny, just again, you and I in sync as
Yeah.
always. I just told her that yesterday.
I mean, there are many truths in this world, and it seems like, we're in total alignment,
Yeah,
right? Because these are truths in the
they are.
world.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
they really are.
Yeah.
What's another tip?
Oh, who are you surrounded by?
There you go. Well, that's
Mhm. That is huge because you are the average of the closest 5 people to you. And if the closest 5 people to you are like complain about everything and focus on the politics or the negative things or what the neighbors do, or, I mean, just all the negative, then you're going to take on that energy. Our bodies emit energy, and you can feel that even through Zoom in the computer. Like, we have energy, and if all the people around you are exuding negative energy, you're going to absorb that. You're going to take that on, and you're going to, if you go back to caveman days and the pack mentality, if you are like the people that you are around, then you are safe. And so if you're around negative people, you're safe and you fit in if you are also negative. So I know I kind of went off on a little tangent, but if you are surrounded by positive people, they're going to encourage you, they're going to push you, and to know that there's unlimited resources. Everybody can be happy, everybody can be successful, everybody can have what they want. So it's not like there's only so much and you have to divide it. It's like, just surround yourself by positive people and you will learn from them. So if you have like a role model you can look up to, and then other people who are, in the same, have similar life situations that are on a similar journey as you are, as to healing and being positive, you're going to keep encouraging each other to be positive.
I completely agree with that because when I was younger, I had older friends, and one of my older friends said to me, once you get into your 30s and 40s, you're gonna see a shift in your group of friends and how
Mm,
many you have. Now I got my entourage of 25 people. We hang out all the time, every weekend. We do all these things,
besties.
besties, BFFs. We do trips together. Everything's great. But you're right, because as each person evolves and grows, and others who don't evolve and grow,
Mhm.
some start to die off. And I don't mean die like in real life. I mean like they just kind of trail off. I should change my words. They just trail off. And as I say, they're here for a season, right? Or here for a reason. They
They
go,
go on a different.
yes, go to their path. Um,
Mhm.
and as you get older, and hopefully if you're working on yourself, you'll start
Mhm.
to notice and have less tolerance for
Mhm.
people who are diametrically opposed to how you run your life. I guess the way I'm trying to use my words carefully. It's kind of like that's so. What you're saying is like you start to hone in on who it should be in my life and what value do they add to it.
Exactly. Exactly. What value do they add?
I have like two friends.
And just two friends?
I said at this point I have like two friends. That's it. No, I have. I have a lot of great friends, but like people I hang out with. That entourage is down to like a couple people in terms of who I
Mhm.
want to hang out with.
Mhm.
I just don't. It's just I don't. I can feel. I repel now. I repel people who just are negative. And you can.
Right.
And you know the same.
Because they don't want to be near your light. They don't want to be near the positivity. It's like it offends their beliefs in themselves and in the world. And so if you have a negative belief in yourself and in the world, and somebody positive comes at you, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to learn from that and seek that out, or you're just going to run as far away as you can because it doesn't support what you believe in and for your life.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. It's oh yes, very important. Your circle is very important. And if they can't lift you up or be there to be supportive, you can tell the
Yes.
difference. You really can tell the difference. It's like when you have friends who always drain your just
A
attention.
lot of those people are, yes, in the drama cycle. What I've noticed is the people that are in the drama cycle of their life, meaning they're always having this happen and this happened, and this person said this and this, that, blah, 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 blah. Like the last 10 years or so, I'm just like, I don't want to
Right,
be near it. I can't be
right,
near it. Like,
right.
stop. Like, why? I don't understand how you can live. Like, to me, it's just not a mature way to live.
You know,
And I've been, oh, we're in our 40s now and you still talk like you're 20.
right. I know. You still see it. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
I don't
Uh,
know what to say. Like,
seriously, right,
I wouldn't even bother with this conversation with this other person.
right, right. You
Why
start
are you arguing?
exactly. You start seeing, I really do end up going, I don't say. I'm like, okay, you're still stuck there. Got it. I'm not anymore.
Okay.
But
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. And that's their journey and you can respect that. But you don't have to be a part of it.
and that's where we're at. I mean, I can talk to Stacey all day long, but these shows supposed to be short. So we're gonna start. She'll be back on the show again. Don't worry, she'll be back. She's not
Aw.
giving me that easily. But at least we give you 3 tips: gratitude, celebrating the wins, and who do you surround yourself with? Those are 3 things. Just start with those, folks. So come back on,
Yeah.
talk about some more stuff. But start with that first. Start with those 3 things, and we invite you to look at that in your life and
Yes.
see which one's working, which one's not working, which you want to work on. And I just want to say, so if you need help, there are life coaches, there are rabbis, there are priests, there's coaches. I mean, there's everybody, I mean, all kind. And at least going to tell us a second we can find her. I'm saying I'm just letting people know that sometimes you may need help to get there. And getting help, there's no problem with getting help. There's no shame in it.
Yes.
And it can be a really transformative, great thing. So, Stacey, tell them where they can find you in your practice.
Yes, so you can find me. My email is Stacey Shields, STACEYSHIELDS 2020 at gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook and LinkedIn. So you can find me under Stacey Shields in those 3 areas. And I I would like to say that getting help, I mean, when you're a child, you have a teacher that teaches you how to read. Okay. So your parents before that would teach you how to eat and how to cut your steak. And for everything that you do, you have a teacher that shows you how to do stuff. And if you are not used to, if you've never done any mindset work or mindset training, then it's only natural that you get some help or someone to show you how to do it because you have all the answers you need inside of you. And being able to access that in your mind is not something that comes intuitively, and getting help is absolutely something that you should do if that's what you're looking for.
Well said. All I'm going to say is follow me, we're all James Law Jr. I don't think you say anything else. Follow me, we're all James Law Jr. on James Law Jr. everywhere. And JLJ this morning is on Facebook and on Twitter. Not Instagram yet, but it's on Twitter. And what you said is, I just echo what you said. It's so true. So everyone, please have a good day today. I mean, have
Yes,
a good
have a
day.
great weekend.
Have a great weekend. I mean, seriously, have a good weekend. Have a great day. And I'll see you back on Monday with a new episode.
Okay.